gathered is that the NBA players saying this is not business as usual. They said, although we appreciate taking down a few monuments, renaming a few schools, a few buildings, taking these Confederate generals' names off of military establishments, Skip, but right now we need more substance than symbols. And while these symbolic gestures may placate some, it's not nearly enough. You see, Skip, they say, what's important to you? And we're starting to see these things that are important to you is becoming distracting from the greater view of things. It's because we went down here and we have Black Lives Matter t-shirt and how many more and say her name. And as we say her name, there's another name that needs to be added to the list. And there's another name that needs to be added to the list. And how many more? That's the question they keep asking. How many more? And they just watched Jacob Blake, 7 shots to the back. And then they watched someone come from another town with a long gun and gun down 2 people. Tried to surrender, and the police like let him go. He gone right on through.
Although they did finally go arrest him.
Yeah, finally go arrest him. But Skip, see, when people see this, though, Skip, this is the problem that they have. They see a young Tamir Rice with a toy gun, and they see the police roll up on the scene, and in 12 seconds, he's dead. He's 12. And they see this young man here have the AR-15 running through the streets. He has on gloves, and they wait till the next morning to go arrest him. They're like, what? How?
Yep.
It is so, I am so proud of the NBA players, Skip. I'm so proud of them. But this is not what they signed up for. A lot of these guys work their entire lives to be in this position. We don't know if and when who will get back to the playoffs, Skip. This might be their one shining moment. And they were willing to sacrifice it. This is not a preseason, Skip. This is not an exhibition. They put a hold to the playoffs. They said, we're going to have a conversation. I'll get to LeBron in a minute. And it says, Skip, we put people in office. What the hell is Lindsey Graham and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer? What the hell are they there for? That's what we elected them for, is to deal with things like this.
Yep.
So athletes and people like myself that didn't go into politics don't have to deal with it. You're supposed to work for the constituents. But what I'm starting to see, Skip, when it comes to up to an election time, everybody wants to get the ball rolling. But you know, black people are not just dying in the streets when it comes to an election year. There's not just inequality in an election year. This goes on year round. But it seems to be you put this on the back burner, deal with your personal agendas, and then when election comes up, oh, let's get it. Black Lives Matter. We need equality. Hell, we've been needing equality. Skip, this is not new. They make it seem like this 2020, and I get the pandemic, and I get that we haven't seen, you got to go back to 1918, the pandemic. But Skip, the inequality and the racial injustice, Skip, that's not new to 2020. But somehow these politicians think this just came about, and they don't seem to understand. But so now this is what the players need to do. And everybody say, okay, what's next? What's next? Well, I'm going to give you an idea of what's next. The players have a platform here. Now you have people that's been dealing with these issues for 40 and 50 years. I got to, the National Action Network, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, African American Policy Reform, the Advancement Project, things of those nature. You see, Skip, the NBA players are the computer, but a computer doesn't work without software. So let's merge the two together. Let's take the players and their platform and get some resources and give it to people that can advance the ball. That's what we need right now, because this is not enough. They say, we're done with this. This is not business as usual. And for LeBron James and the Lakers and Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers say, we'll bounce. We're real about this. For the first time, Skip, you threatening. I heard George Hill. I was like, and I'm saying to myself, Skip, I said, I don't know if they really do that, Skip. I mean, they're already down there. But there are some players that say, yeah, we absolutely will. And LeBron James says, I want these owners to take more ownership of this. I get the statement with Black Lives Matter, and I get all this. But we want you to get those contacts. Skip, when you build these fancy arenas and how you go to the local and state level politicians and get things done, how the NFL, when they want to build these new fancy stadiums, how they go to the local politicians and state politicians and get these things done, these big dollar donors, that's what we want. You say you care about us. You say you care about these issues. Now we want you to put your money where your mouth is. We want to see no more lip service, no more symbols, substance.